It's time for your daily crypto update with Framework Fortune Crypto. I'm your host Ben. Now let's dive in. So Bitcoin is curling over like I was talking about could happen. We have dropped below the 10-day. You can see the 10-day is kind of pointing down now. The 50 did cross the 200 pretty strong, confirming that. But if this was to dump here and come back down, it would probably push the 50 right below the 200. So we don't want to see it much lower than this. We want this 45,000 area to hold as support. It is testing. If it cannot hold this 45,000 support, it will come down. Ethereum, of course, pulling back along with Bitcoin. Pulling back to that 3,000 like I said that it probably would if it didn't break out anymore. So we got to see 3,000 hold support for Ethereum. If not, if it cracks 3,000, it's going to pull all the way back down here to 26. Maybe even 25. But we want to see this new support build. It held back here on these few candles. So we may see it hold again and then have a curl back up probably by the weekend for a breakout. Cardano cracked out of its triangle here recently. Go to the 4-hour chart here. We can remove this triangle. That's no longer there. Coming back down to this $2 area, actually bouncing off of 190. The 50-day is there, so we do have some good support. It has not dipped back in to this channel, but if Bitcoin and Ethereum have those type of pullbacks I was talking about, then we would see Cardano all the way back down to that 150 like I was saying yesterday, which still to me is not bad. Cardano holding that 50-day though is a good show of strength. If I can continue to hold the 50-day in this $2 area, then it could break back out and break over that 225 area it got held up at last time. So today's top gainer, Bond, getting a little breakout here, moving from that 27 area all the way up to 33 before getting rejected. So even though Bitcoin and Ethereum are pulling back, we are still seeing movement in altcoins. So that is a good sign that we probably aren't going to pull back to those lower levels and that we're just going to consolidate maybe for a day or two before this run continues. Luna just hit new highs yesterday. Luna hitting even higher highs all the way up to 27 and right now consolidating over 25, and it's held up pretty good. It did dip down but still holding above the 10-day moving average. So if it can hold 25 as new support, then I think we'll see Luna continue on up to 30. Now, Fatboy Trizzy, one of the subscribers to Framework Fortune, notified me that for every USDT that is transacted, I guess, with Luna is getting burned. I have not researched that yet myself, but if that is the case, that makes a very strong case for Luna as the supply will continue to decrease. And that would actually make me even more bullish on Luna. Now, I did notice Axie Infinity had a pretty big breakout yesterday into last night, moving from 67 all the way up to 82, but has since pulled pretty much all the way back down. It is trying to hold 70 support, so you can draw a support line right there, and you can see where there's resistance back here, and it seems to be trying to hold as some support here along with the 10-day. So if Axie can curl back up off of that, it could push up some more. Still holding Farm. Farm did have a nice pop up today, breaking out of the triangle here. Shot up to 290, getting held up there. Pulled back, but still holding the 50-day at the moment. With that breakout, it should continue to run, but it does have some more selling pressure in it that we want to see get out of there with some big buying coming in. Getting hung up right across there pretty much at 275, and those bodies are barely over that area. So we need to see a strong break of 300 soon for this to continue on. If not, it would pull back down probably to this 198 200 area. Balancer did pop up 231 twice, but has pulled back both times, still trying to hold that 50-day. So if that 50-day can hold, it could see another bounce and test 30 again. That 30 line is acting as some pretty good resistance, because if it breaks there, it could run quite a bit as we were talking about. CGLD cracking out of the bottom of the triangle, had a little dip there, but it's currently below the 50-day moving average. So I may look at getting out of CGLD now that this is cracked. If $3 doesn't hold like it did on this wick, then I'm definitely getting out. The 200-day is at 290, but I'm not going to hold a swing all the way down that far. If it does end up holding 290, I could always get back in, but not looking like it's going to break out. So Clover continuing to run, pushed all the way up over 2 and has pulled back once again because it's very volatile, very low supply, but holding up the trend line so far today. Buyers have come in and pushed it up and held it above the trend line. So if it holds this trend line, that could be a dip buy an opportunity, and I may switch from CGLD to CLV with the way these charts look. So Doge had a real hard time with that 35-cent area, has pushed all the way back down to 30, needs to break this downtrend. Until it breaks that downtrend, it could continue to sell off. 50 days right there at 29 cents, so that is trying to hold us some support. If that can hold, we could see it come back up and break above that downtrend, but 35 might be strong again. Now Polkadot had a real nice move up, moving all the way to 27.50 before it pulled back down to 24. Just kind of getting rejected off of this 27.50 to 28 area, where you can see there was some wicks back here, a little bit of congestion there, but mainly it's all wick. So I wouldn't expect that to hold. If this is a short-term pullback in the crypto market, I would expect this to break over that 27-28 area coming back up. So it is close to the 50, possible buying opportunity, but if it cracks the 50, it would come down to 20, and I would like it better at 20, as this channel top would hold as some support. 200 days right below that channel top. IOTX continuing to dump all the way down to 7 cents. As soon as that is done dumping and finds some support, there could be some bounce opportunities there. MATIC breaking below the 50. Looks like it may try to pull back to the trend line at this 575 area. There is some support that could hold up at 650, but if that doesn't hold, expect it back down to 6 or 550. So Polygon, I got out of. I've been holding Polygon, but I do not like the way it is moving. It was building higher lows and higher highs, but with this recent dip, this wick, and then this candle here, that is dropped below that previous higher low, and we have this big indecision candle, this big almost doji star right there at 150. So 150 is really holding up strong. It is possible MATIC could bounce off this 50-day moving average and push up, but I just don't like that it's struggling with that 150 area that much. Break of 150, we should have seen a little bit more action out of it, and instead we just saw a dump. It's just not showing me much signs of strength, even though it is bullish on the overall chart. So I'm going to stay away from it for just a bit until I see it break 150, and then I might look for some swings again or something. ORN, this is a very low supply coin. It's new to Coinbase, so I don't have much chart to look at, so I've kind of been waiting to see what it's going to do. It's been going sideways pretty much. It did have a little dip under 850, but that 850 area has held as support since it came out on Coinbase. So that's a decent sign. If we draw a downtrend here, which you can see there is some resistance right there that these candles was hitting to connect this downtrend with, we are in a bit of a triangle. Now I don't know much about this other than the supply is low and that it can make some big moves because of that. But if this is a consolidation triangle, this could lead to a breakout over $10, as it is right below the $10 area. If it drops below these wicks here at 836, that would be out of the bottom of the triangle. That would solidify a pullback probably to 8, maybe even 750. So still a little sketchy at the moment, but it's one I'm starting to keep an eye on. So might want to just throw it on your watch list just to see what it does. That's all the coins I'm going to cover for today. We are having a little bit of pullback consolidation today. Nothing to get too worried about yet, but it is worth keeping a close eye on the cryptos at these levels. If these support areas don't hold, then we're going to have a lot of issues, as momentum and buyers will probably leave out of the crypto market for a little bit. So got to see these areas hold up. Got to see these prices back up, testing resistance areas, breaking those resistance areas. Luna is the perfect crypto chart that you want to see right now, breaking out for new highs. Whether or not Luna will continue, I don't know. If Bitcoin and Ethereum drop if Bitcoin and Ethereum do hold up and continue to run, then I might have to rethink my profit target on Luna, as it may be higher than I originally anticipated. So with this pullback, I'm going to look at a few of my plays like I was talking about, CGLD, maybe switch it out for something else. So this is the time to kind of work out your portfolio a little bit, maybe lock out some profits in some places in case we don't hold these support areas. Maybe decrease share sizes on ones that aren't performing as well as you like and don't look like they're going to perform as well, and get into some stuff that is performing pretty well or looks like it's going to start performing pretty well. To me, this is either a pit stop before we get to the big resistance areas, the 50,000 on Bitcoin, the 3,500 on Ethereum. But if it's not a little pit stop and we start shooting down, then be prepared to do what you gotta do. So if there's any coins that I'm not currently covering that you'd like me to cover on a weekly basis, leave them in the comments below and let me know your thoughts on the movements in the crypto market currently. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.